I love your hair, Alyssa.
Dang, Brian didn't even notice it when he came home. I just tell him, I was like, what's different here? Even though he said as soon as he came home, he's like, you smell good. He was like smelling my neck, which was like my hair. Didn't put it together. I was like, I cut like 6 inches off. How do you not notice?
He probably just thought because it was curled, like it was like.
See, thank you. It was curled. It looks a lot different.
Yeah.
If it looks different, you would notice.
But different in the sense that it's never done whenever I come home. So I never know what it actually looks like.
He also did say, why are you so dressed up? And I didn't want to tell him because I just got my hair done and I don't have my pajamas on. I dressed up for you.
I thought I missed the memo for date night.
Dressed up, aka jeans and a t-shirt, or like a nicer shirt.
Yeah, wifey. I said I have 2 calls tonight. Not that I usually dress up for them either. Normally I don't have a brown.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, I already started recording just because I wanted whoever listens to the call be able to see the recognition too. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. All right, and we're just going to give it 1 more minute. So tonight's call was supposed to be on, setting your goals for rank advancing, but I do want to do them more one-on-one. And Alyssa and I were talking a little bit about this last night, about trying to set up like team calls with people that have, like a couple of coaches on their team. So whether you're a diamond coach or even like a ruby coach or even an emerald coach that has like 6 coaches or 5 or more coaches, or a couple of coaches that are actually working the business. I want to set up individual calls with your teams. So, if you're a coach that has a couple of people working the business underneath you, I want to set up a call with you and your team. And that's a really good time to talk about planning out how to rank advance for the year. So we are midpoint, in the year, and now's the time to really start to focus on what your plans are for the rest of the year in your business. So I want to, instead of, wasting people's time going through on this call, talking individually to each and every one of you about your teams, which is, I know a lot of you have a lot of coaches on your teams and it's going to take a while. Instead of doing it that way, I'm going to give you guys some tips on what you should be doing to get to your goal of rank advancing. And so I'm going to go through, and I wanted to make a PowerPoint, but didn't have time. So I have my notes here, and I'll be going through a couple of tips from other top leaders on how to rank advance. So how to get to where you need to be, even in a short period of time. So like in a 30-day period. Even if you want to be diamond by 30 days, diamond by 60 days, that's a realistic goal, and it should be your goal for, the next couple of months to get there by the end of the year, definitely. So I'm going to talk to you guys about a couple of tips, but I do want to shout out the people that have already hit Success Club this month. So Nicole and Eric Quick, which Eric Quick, Nicole's running Eric's team. So Nicole and Nicole, and Heather, Heather K, Alyssa, Kim, and Beth have all already hit Success Club in June. We still have a little bit over a week to go. So even if you're sitting at a big fat 0, don't let it get you down. Even if you're a brand new coach that just started today, don't think that you don't have the ability to hit Success Club 5 by the end of the month, because you do. So make sure that you're reaching out to the people that have been interested. Make sure you're creating relationships with the people that haven't even talked to you about it, and start making your list and start going from there. Tracking and keeping track of who you're talking to and what you're talking to them about is definitely key, and follow up is definitely where you are going to get those deals done. So making sure that you're following up with the people that said they were interested last month, this month. Even if you run little promotions to get it done, then that's fine too. I know a lot of you are at 4. I know a lot of people are on the board. There's a lot of 2s and 3s and 4s on the board right now. So I'm really proud of all of you as well. And yeah, so we still have a little bit of time to go to be at the end of the month. So you definitely have time to make it happen. And yeah, okay. So, and Summit is right around the corner. It's about a month away, a little over a month away. So I'm super excited about that. Even if you're not going to Summit, you're going to get a lot of feedback from the people that are going. So I think that that's a really exciting time for all of us as a team. And that's about it. Does anybody have anything to say before I get started on some of the tips for rank advancing? Welcome, Lindsay. It's our first call. Welcome, welcome.
Thanks.
Welcome to the call. It's exciting. Sorry, this one's a boring call, but we'll have a guest speaker next week, so you can hop onto that call. All right, so now I'm going to give you 7 tips, and this is actually from Michah Folsom, which now, if you ever feel like you're struggling with something, YouTube the hell out of things. Like that's what when I first started as a coach 3 years ago, we didn't have anything. We didn't have trainings. We didn't have Zoom calls. We didn't have Zoom. We didn't know anything about anything. We used nothing. We used telephone and text message. That was it. Like we didn't have any connection with our team in the ways that we do now. And I grew my business from YouTubing everything and just watching Mindy Wender's trainings and Brandy Botts' trainings and Scotty Hobbs' trainings, like just random top coaches that I knew were top coaches because I Googled it and found out who the top coaches were. And I went on YouTube and I started doing their trainings, and that's how I learned. And so you could still do that. You could still do that. So if you ever feel like you're struggling and you feel like you're struggling on a specific topic that you might not want to bring up in a Zoom call, which you're always welcome to bring up anything in the Zoom call. So don't ever feel like, oh, Melissa's doing a PowerPoint. I don't have a chance to ask this question about something completely different. That's not true at all. You do. So feel free to ask on Zoom calls, but also feel free to take the time whenever you have a chance to just Google it or YouTube it so that you can learn from another coach how it's done or how they do it and how it works for them. So never, your resources are right there in front of you. And that's how all of the coaches that signed up 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, didn't have any trainings. That's how they all learned. So yeah. So definitely feel free to, you'll probably hear this exact thing that I'm going to say to you from her. So this is from Michah Folsom, who is a 15-star top 10 elite coach. And her 7 tips on how she became a diamond. She actually became a diamond in a little over 30 days, 38, 37, or 38 days. So she gives her tips this way. So I'm going to go through them. 7 tips. Number 1, is consistency. And I know we talk about this a lot. I'm sure we all struggle with consistency in one way or another, but there are so many tools and resources that you can use to make sure that you're consistent. So Hootsuite, Buffer, scheduling your post if you have a business page, a like page, things like that, to make sure that all of your posts are getting posted at the times that you want to post them. So consistency with the 4 vital behaviors. 3 vital behaviors. The 4th one is recognition. So that's a little bit different, but making sure that you're drinking your shake, making sure that you're working out, making sure that you're posting about it, making sure that you're inviting every single day, making sure that you're doing your personal development. If you're not doing it consistently, then people are going to notice that, and they're not going to want to have anything to do with you if they feel like they lose their consistency and they lose their accountability. So if you're consistent with your workouts and you're posting about being consistent about your workouts, they want to be part of your group, part of your team, because they know that if they sign up with you, that you're not going to lose your consistency on them. You're going to hold them accountable, not just for one day a week, because that's how consistent you are. You're going to hold them accountable 7 days a week, and you're going to hold them accountable for 21 days, not for 19. So making sure that you are constantly consistent with all of the vital behaviors is definitely key in getting where you want to be in 30 or 60 days. So that consistency is going to appeal to other people. Okay, so number 2, brand yourself. So we talk about this a lot as well. Don't be a salesperson. People do not want to buy from a salesperson. They want to buy from you because of you. So a lot of people might not even know what Shakeology is. A lot of people might not even know what Beachbody is, or what any of that entails. They may just love you for you, and they may come up to you and say, sign me up, whatever you're doing, you look fantastic. Let's do this together. Like, I'm ready to jump on board because you appeal to me and I love what you're doing because of how you're representing it. So you'll start to see that people will start messaging you, and people will start asking you because they believe in you and they believe in what you do, and they believe in what you do because you're doing it, not because Beachbody's selling it, not because it's a certain product, or they may not even know what the product is. They just want to do it because of you. So if you're branding yourself and you are and you're finding your like niche market, then those people are going to start following you. Those are the people that are going to start reaching out to you, and those are the people that are going to eventually be your business partners. They're eventually going to be on your team, and they're eventually going to help you grow your business. And those are the people that you want, because you want people that are like you. You don't want people that are completely opposite people. They're going to be harder to be on your team because they're not at all like you. And so they're not going to be able to follow you. They're not going to be able to understand the things that you're doing. So making sure that you're branding yourself and that you're not branding yourself as somebody else. Be you. Number 3, learn from the best and do what they do. So we always tell you to follow top coaches. Definitely you should be following top coaches. If it starts to get super overwhelming though, maybe like hit the not follow button, but just check in on their pages every now and then to get ideas. Follow their trainings. YouTube, like I said, if you have a specific top coach that you love because they're a mom, or because they love dogs, or because I always say they love dogs because Alyssa and Brian, or because they have something in common with you. But think about the top coach that you love because you have something in common with them, or you can click with them, or you can relate to them. And follow them every now and then. It doesn't mean that you have to follow them on Facebook and they're part of your, they're on your newsfeed 24/7 and they're driving you freaking crazy. But at least check in with them, check in on their pages, follow their YouTube channel, check in on their trainings. I know, you can do Fit Forces trainings, you can do YouTube trainings, you can do a ton of top coach trainings and learn from them and do what they do. So they're going to tell you exactly how they got to the top, and there's definitely a reason why and how they got to the top. So if you take what they say seriously and put it to good use, you're going to get there too. So that's that. Okay, so and you don't have to read, I know almost all of the top coaches say this. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's already done for you. A lot of them have already done, have made templates and have done all of those things for you already and have done all the trial and error, and they know what works and what doesn't. So don't try to invent it. Just do what they're doing and you'll get there too. What else? I don't know if I have a number 4. I just realized that. Maybe, I don't know. So number 4 I have as a quote, which is weird. I don't know why. But your income is the direct reflection of how many lives you change. So continue to make the meaning of why you're doing what you're doing, changing people's lives. And the more lives you change, the more your income will grow. So Scotty Hobbs said that quote, but I think he got it from his coach, who is Lindsay Matway, maybe. So your income is a direct reflection of how many lives you change. So making sure that you're staying focused on changing those people's lives. You're not doing this for the money. You're not doing this. I mean, some of you may be doing this for the money, but you're not doing this solely because you want money. You're doing this because you want to change your life, and you're doing it because you want to change the lives of others. And if you continue to do that, then your income will just come after that. And if you continue to have the mindset of, I'm going to just work and work and work to help these people, then the income's just going to follow. So continue to have that mindset and continue to feel for the people that you're feeling for and build relationships and do it for the right reasons, and your income and all the rest of that stuff, the rank, the Success Club points, all that stuff will come in time. This is a really, really, really good one, and I want all of you, and this is probably going to be your homework, but I want to see Heather's face. I missed it. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to put you on your little, okay. Now I can see you all. Okay. So this is the best one. I want to say this one for last, but I won't. Be the coach you love to have in your downline. So this is going to be your homework, and I'll talk to you about it after, but I'm going to want you guys to make a list of your little, like, I don't know how to describe it, but like just a little list of who your perfect coach would be. So be the coach you love to have in your downline. So be self-motivated, set goals and crush them, and work your butt off, because who would you want we're all working towards building our team, and we're all working towards getting business builders on our team, and we so badly want that coach that's going to take off in our business, right? So if we sit down and we put together a description of exactly that coach, and we look at it and we say, but I'm not even doing that, and I'm not even that coach, how can I expect to get that coach under me when I'm not even being that coach. So be that coach and make a list of exactly what you want your ideal coach to be, and be that exact coach. And guaranteed by the end of this year, you'll have a couple of those exact coaches underneath you, because you're being that coach and they're following you and they're wanting to be just like that. So that's an awesome, awesome, awesome thing. And share that with like your downline. If you don't share anything else out of this call, or if they don't listen to this call, share that with them and make sure that they do that as their homework assignment for next week. So number 6 is run monthly challenge groups. Okay. So making sure, and I know that Megan touched a little bit on this too last night, she gets almost all of her coaches from her challenge groups. So guess what? If you're not running a challenge group, then you're not going to get any coaches and you're not going to rank advance. So running a monthly challenge group, whether it be a free group or like a 21-day group or a 30-day group or whatever you decide to do, running a monthly challenge group and running it, like truly running it, so doing the actual challenge group with them and really running it, having it be a successful challenge group, is key to gaining those coaches, because your best coaches are your challengers. And they're already doing what they need to do as coaches. And I know that Megan had mentioned, like, I don't know if it was one of her coaches or another coach on Fit Force had mentioned that they will actually give little duties to the people. They'll pick out people that they know are, really doing great in the challenge group. They're posting every day. They're motivating this challenge group. They're pretty much running the challenge group for her at that point. Because if you have really good challengers, you really should be able to just post once a day, twice a day, and you don't have to do anything else, because everybody else is posting, everybody else is doing all the motivating and all the inspiring for you. And those coaches that are doing that, or those challengers that are doing that in those groups, those are the people that are going to be your best coaches. And so she was saying that she's going to start doing this. And when she goes away, she'll say, I'm going away for a day. Can you take over this challenge group? And can you just make sure that people are motivated and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing? And you kind of give that little duty to one of those girls that will be an awesome coach, or a guy, one of those girls or guys that will be an awesome coach. And, then they feel like they're a little bit accountable, and they're like, wow, I really can do this. I can be a coach. Like, you're kind of just showing them that they really can do it. And that's a really good idea too. And so number 7 is, actually I have 8 tips, sorry. Number 7 is converting your challengers into coaches. So taking those challengers and just showing them and telling them, listen, you are doing an amazing job. You're exactly who I want on my team. You're exactly the coach that I want to have on my team. You're doing everything already. You're holding yourself accountable. You're holding these other people in the group accountable. You're inspiring and motivating them every single day. I want you to join my team. Have you ever considered becoming a coach? Those are the people, and that's how you convert your challengers into coaches. And once you do that, they're going to be your best coaches, because they've already done a challenge group with you. They already are using the products. They're already having results, and they already know exactly what they need to do. So definitely, your best coaches will come from your challenge groups. So if you're not running a challenge group, get on it. And one more last tip. Are set goals. So set goals, big, huge goals. And the bigger the goals, the better. and post them wherever you work. So wherever you do your power hour, and if you didn't listen to the recording from last night's call, which I know I just posted, so it's kind of, you know, you guys probably didn't get a chance to listen to it yet. Megan talked about, I don't even remember what I was going to say. Sorry. Anyway, so set really, really, really huge, big, big goals. I know what I was going to say. She talked about power hour, and she talked about the importance of power hour and how that helps her get her coaches and gets her like 5 to 9 coaches a month. She's consistent with her power hour every single day. And so there is a place that you guys work, whether it's, you know, I'm on my dining room table, in your office, on your couch, on your laptop, whatever. Put a little Post-it on your laptop if that's where you always work, or put a little Post-it in your office, or write it on your like calendar or something. Write your goals somewhere where you are working and doing your power hour every single day. I want you to see your goals wherever you are working. Even if you don't have a specific place that you work and you just take your laptop around, write your goals somewhere that you can see them every single morning. So if they're on your mirror, they're on your mirror. Somewhere where you go every single day, your bathroom, whatever. So that you can see them. So post them somewhere that you can see them. And I want them to be big, huge goals. So I want to see paying off my student loans, you know, buying my dream house, getting out of debt, any of those things, like big, huge goals. I'm staying home with my kids. Whatever your why is and whatever your goals are for the future of this business, I want to see them posted somewhere where you're seeing them every single day. And because you will see them and you will read them every single day, your focus will be on that. Your focus will be reaching that goal. So just know that this job has the potential to do whatever you want it to do for you. The sky is really the limit for this job, and it's not even really a job, this opportunity. So you can get whatever you want to get out of it. If you just want to get, you know, hey, I just want to pay for my groceries, or I want to pay for my gas, or I want to pay for one of my bills every single month with this job, that's awesome. That's great. But if you want to completely make this a career and you want to, you know, make 6 figures and be in the Millionaires Club and pay off your house and travel the world and be home with your kids, any of those things, if you want to do that, you can. Like, you know how many coaches are already doing that? And in short periods of time too. Like, think about jobs. I was in my last job for 8 years with that company, and I left making nothing. Like, I was there for 8 years and I like had not even gotten a raise. So like, just imagine what 8 years in this job would do. You know what I'm saying? I just need you to understand that no, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be an overnight thing. Yes, you can go diamond in 30 days, and that's great, but your income is different. It's not going to happen overnight. It can happen in a year, but it's not going to happen overnight. But you need to understand that a year in another business, in the corporate world, you won't go anywhere. There's nothing that will happen in a year. Nothing. And I'm sure you've all been through it. If you're not in it right now, you've all been through it. You get shit bosses that ream you out every single day, that, you know, will say you're not doing good enough even though you're working your ass off. You're there 12 hours a day. This happened to me.
I was never that mean to you.
This was me. Just imagine having her as a boss. Come on now. But no, not just her. I'm talking about corporate. She knows. She's cried to me, and she was my boss. But like, I'm talking corporate big heads that don't see what's going on down there, you know? Those are the people, they're like, you're not doing enough. You're not doing enough. You're not doing enough. You're not doing enough. And there you are, like, there from 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock with your little baby son who should not be there from 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock, like, and pregnant and all that stuff. You don't want to be there. You don't want to be in that position. And if you are, then this is your opportunity to get out of that. And so just think in your head, like if you think, oh man, a year is so long, like, can I really do this for a year? You were doing that for a year, and where was that getting you? So really, really, really focus on your goals and have them written in front of you that you see them every single day. And if you see them every single day and you focus on that and why you're doing this and what you want to get out of this, you will make that happen. I know you will. So, and this is a quote that she said at the end of her little webinar thing that she did. Believe in yourself so strongly that the world can't help but believe in you too. And it's so, so true. Your mindset is everything. And if you haven't watched like the Lindsay Matway mindset YouTube video, then you should, because it's all about what's up here, and that's going to get you where you need to be. So if you continue to believe that it can happen, it will. And so, yeah, I mean, there are, like Alyssa's saying in the chat, there are tons of people that are able to make this happen. And there are tons of people that are making this work and that are doing this for, making millions of dollars and making, paying off debt and paying off their house and doing all of that stuff. And you need to just believe that you can. And once you do, and even when the struggle's there, and that's going to happen, that's just going to happen. Just kind of happens with every type of job that you have. There's going to be struggles and there's going to be hard times. There's going to be times that you feel like you can't do it, but that just kind of comes with the territory. That comes with every single position that you have in life. So if you just continue, it's the people that continue to push through those times that get to the top and that make it through and that have the best outcome. So, I really hope that you guys do, set your goals and set them really high, and post them somewhere in your house that you see every single day. And even if you read it out loud to yourself every single day, it will help you. It will help you get into that mindset. But I do, as your homework, want to tell you to make that list of your ideal coach. Make that description. Give them a funny name so we can talk about it later next week. Give it a funny name. Marlene, she likes that. Give it a funny name and describe exactly how I want it to be like 5 descriptions about what this coach is like. 5 details about what this coach is like. And I want you to give them a name. And then next week, we have Nicole is letting us jump on with Angela. So we have that on Tuesday. So if you can't get on Tuesday, that's fine. But I really, 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 really try to get on Tuesday because we want to we want to show her that we appreciate her doing this for our team. So we want as many people there as possible. Even if you're there and you're just not there. Like if you have to jump away and turn off your video and go tend to your kids, but you're still listening, just get on. Okay, I want to see a little box like that. Just a pretend person there. Because I want to show her that we appreciate her taking the time out of her day because she has a huge team of her own. She doesn't need to be doing this. So try to get on Tuesday. And then, yeah, he did a good job today. And try to get on Wednesday which I'll see exactly if I'm going to talk to you about your goals for, we're going to talk about team goals for July. And then we're going to go over the homework. So don't be too embarrassed by the name you give your person, because you have to say it out loud. So, Brian's is going to be bad, I have a feeling. Brian and Chris, I think, have this weird, they have something sick going on in their head right now about what their names for their people are going to be, because they're both like, okay. So yeah, that's your homework. Get it done. And hopefully these tips helped you. I know when I was listening to them, I was like, wow. And these were like her tips from a long time ago when she was like she first became a diamond coach. And like now I look at her and she is like killing it. So just like everyone starts from where you're all starting. Like everyone starts from the beginning, you know? So just know that if you do all these things that she was doing when she first started consistently, look where you can be in like 2 years. Okay, do you need to talk, Alyssa? Go ahead.
I just wanted to say something about that abundant mindset, since Beth said she was hearing that too. It was kind of too long to type, but I realized the other day, because I had, during my glance into coaching call, a lot of people saying like they feel like they see everyone's doing this, or everyone's, you know, a coach or selling something. And I mean, I know I see these 6, 7, 8 people on here all the time in my news feed, because you know how the Facebook algorithms work, you know, we're all interacting with each other and whatever. So that's why we all show up consistently on each other's news feed. So make sure that you're interacting with people, you know, those that are not coaches. Unfollow, like Melissa said, you know, I went and unfollowed. Like if you're not on my downline, I probably went and let you still be a friend, but I unfollowed you. So it doesn't like clog my news feed. But when people like and comment on your stuff, that's why it's important to reply back or message them back to get them to show up more in your stuff. Because I know like recently I've even been struggling to find people that aren't in Fit Force Pound Punishers, my team, you know, and stuff to talk to. So that's my tip for that, is that, you know, make sure that you're finding, you know, ways to get around all the coaches in your newsfeed. And that's probably why your coaches think that, you know, it's hard to find people, because they don't realize how this Facebook algorithm works, and that by interacting with the other coaches, that's what they're going to keep seeing. They probably have hundreds of other friends. They just need to, you know, find a way to find them through other resources. And something else that I've been telling them too is like, you know, let's say like Melissa and I, we have a lot of friends from college. We're in the same sorority, but like one friend that we have different, like I know we have hundreds of friends that are different, but if we even have one friend that's different and not a mutual friend, like that's a different market for us. You know, does that make sense? Like we have 50 friends in common, but one friend not in common. That one different friend leads us into a whole nother area and opportunity to find someone to talk to. So
yeah, and I think like out of the like freaking thousands of people that are in our sorority, we don't really have an issue like when it comes to coaches, really. So we've worked in different areas, we live in different areas, we are obviously friends with a bunch of other different people, and those people are friends with a bunch of other different people. So that's definitely not your issue, so never blame it on that. It's never your issue. There are over 400,000 coaches in this business, and there are still top coaches and still 15-star diamond coaches and still people out there that need help. So don't ever feel like you're restricted to the people that you know, because you never are. So that's an excuse if you're saying that. And also, when you go to invite people to your network and you go to friend people to your network, don't just friend them and be like, okay, That's it. I did my job for today. I'm good. I'm going to get all these coaches and all these people are going to sign up for my challenge group because I friended 5 people today. No. You need to write them down and keep track of them and start to communicate with them through their posts. So, comment on their stuff. Don't just like and like and like and like and like. You can do that. That's fine. But comment on their stuff. Start to get a reply. Start to get them to start commenting back and forth. Start to get them to comment on your stuff. Start to have that Facebook connection with them, because once you do that, then you're really inviting them to your network. Not just friend requesting and they accept it. Oh my God, I have one new friend. Great. No, you need to continue that Facebook relationship or they're never going to see your stuff ever, because this is a new friend that you added and they've never once seen your stuff. They never will see your stuff if you just friend request and run away. Because you've never connected with them on Facebook in any type of way, and this is the first connection you're having with them, they're never going to see your stuff unless you start to comment on their stuff. So when you start to friend request them, make a list of the people, make sure you're keeping track of the people you're inviting. And that's why a lot of those trackers are good. But even if you're not even using one and you're using your friendship book, just have a paper book, a notebook, and start your friendship book and start writing down all the people you friend request, and then make a check every time you comment under their stuff so that you see that you're commenting and you're following those people, and then they're going to start following you. And then start to, like Alyssa said, start to unfollow those coaches, because they're going to just start driving you crazy. They're going to start rank advancing. You're going to start getting upset that you're not rank advancing because they're rank advancing. Stuff like that. You're going to start to, focus too much on other coaches and less on, you kind of have to have your tunnel vision on, and you really need to focus on the people that you're trying to connect with, not the people that you are already connected with through Beachbody that you don't even need to connect with because they're not going to buy your challenge packs. So try to do it that way, and that may help. Okay, so Alyssa said she started doing it 3 months ago consistently, and the Power of 3 tracker has it. And I was gonna ask you about that too, because who said, I don't remember what coach.
Power of
Yes,
3.
I think Sarah, what's her last name? Gobb. Yeah. She said she uses Streak, which I guess is an online tracker. And I started to Google it, and I started to YouTube a little bit about it, because I'm going to try to learn a little bit more about it. So if I try it out and I like it, or if you guys want to Google it or do whatever you want, but she uses something called Streak for her tracking. So I'm going to learn a little bit more about it. And if I learn enough about it and I like it, maybe we can do a call on it. And talk a little bit more about tracking, because I think that's key too, being organized and tracking, and making sure that you're writing down everything so that you can follow up and do all of those things. So yeah, does anybody have any questions or anything to add? No, you guys are good? All right, well, I am going to start adding all these Zoom calls to the Pound Punishers YouTube channel. Yeah, Excel is a good way to do it too. I'm a pen and paper person too. I like to just write it all down, but then you start to lose track of things easily. So it's really hard to try to find exactly the best way to do it. I tried Excel for a little while, then it was really driving me crazy. So I'm back to pen and paper. But yeah, I mean, if I find a good system, online system that works well, I'll definitely let you guys know. And And Alyssa can talk a little bit about hers too, how she uses it. Yeah, it's hard. And what else? I don't know. I think I'm good. So
ask what the power of threes was. I can put it in Pound Punishers. I got it from another coach, and it's basically like add 3 people, message 3 people, invite 3 people, or connect with 3 people, and it just has like a little spreadsheet kind of thing. Monday through Sunday, you can write the names down in each of those spots. So like it's nice because I don't know. I mean, I like the one that Brandy had from TKO, but I also felt like there was also extra stuff in there that like, which is fine. I mean, that's great to do more. But you know, this is more of like just the bare minimum, like kind of, I don't want to say minimum either, but like with the messaging, connecting, adding, and it's just 3 people for each category. And then it even gives you like scripts of what you can say. As far as, well, you have access to my team page too, Melissa. You could always get it and share it because I have it in a PDF I just put up. But it's like how to invite, like, or when you add someone to your network, it even gives you examples. Like if you know this person from before, you could say this. If you never really met them before, you could say this. Or if they added you, say this. If you added them, say this. And just kind of gives you like examples, which is really good for newer coaches that may not really know what they want to say yet for things like that, or how to invite to a challenge group or things like that. So I like it for that reason, for the tracking page it has, and then the templates that it has.
I was just trying to find it really quick, but I can't. So yeah, I will post it. I'll grab it from her page and I'll post it in Pound Punisher so you guys have it if you want to use that. And I'll let you guys know how streak goes. And that's about it. So do you guys have any questions? Thanks for getting on. No? You're good? All right, so this will be recorded, or this is recorded, and it'll be uploaded to the YouTube channel so that we can keep track of all of our Zoom calls in there. And if you ever need to refer back to one, you can just go right to the channel, and there you go. Also, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'll get email saying that this is uploaded and it's ready to go, and you can just take the link and start sending it to your coaches and say, here's the recording from last night's call. So it does take a little bit longer sometimes to upload than it would like in team page, but as soon as I upload it, I'll just write like it's uploaded, and if you go and subscribe, then it will just send you an email that says that it's uploaded. So that's about it. And then next week we'll have the call with Nicole's team and Angela, and on Tuesday night, and then Wednesday we'll go over some goals for our team for July and your little homework assignment on your dream coach. So alrighty, that's about it. Have a great night, guys. Thanks for getting on. And thank you, Lindsay, for getting on your first call. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.